He allegedly went on multiple hits with O.D. Perry. Between 2010 and 2011, some called Tierroy the Heart of O Block. He allegedly shot Fbg Duck. Back in 2013, O Block was looked at as one of the weakest sets once O.D. Perry was killed. They was teased on social media by their ops because O.D. Perry was allegedly killed by a 14-year-old girl. Things were getting—
Wait a minute, where in the world was Lil Durk at during all this stuff? What is up with my gang? What is up with my squad? T-Gang in this thing. What's poppin' with y'all? What's up, T-Gang? Welcome back to my channel. So today I will be doing a reaction to 7 Bodies, the King Von story. I just did a reaction to King Von's Demon music video and somebody left a comment. I will post the comment on the screen. Somebody left a comment saying that I should react to either that or Get Back Gang. I will be doing— I'm not sure if my freaking light is twitching. Hold on, y'all. I'm gonna be doing a reaction to both, but right now I'm gonna be doing one today, and then probably in the next couple days I will do Get Back Gang. But I'm doing this because the rest of my week is gonna be pretty freaking hectic. So I'm trying to get as many videos that you guys recommend out. Smash the like button, comment something you want to see below, comment whatever you didn't know about this. The person that left this comment saying I should react to either one of these videos said they didn't know how accurate the information on King Von was. If you do know for sure if it's real, or what you do know, if you're from Chicago and you know half of this stuff. So if you are from Chicago, or if you know people from Chicago or whatever, if you know some stuff, make sure to leave it down below. Let me know what's accurate, what's real, what's fake. I want to know. Also subscribe and click the bell and join the gang. If you're new, then definitely subscribe because we're going nowhere but up. Follow me on my social medias. Definitely follow me on my Instagram, _is_Tania's_world, and follow me on my TikTok, is Tania's World. But we're gonna get to it because I know it's gonna be long. I'm not sure if I'm gonna watch half now and then start another video and give you 2 parts. I'm not sure. Let's see some information about King Von. Why does it do that every time? I'm getting a new computer. I promise y'all.
Folks know to me, Jay. They know. Y'all know. Don't die. Y'all know folks get busy on something.
Just free, how many I think?
Hey, look. What y'all do? What y'all do? Or y'all think this is all cap?
More than 5.
Hello everyone. I wasn't going to release this video.
Dang, this is low.
I started on this video back in February of this year. After watching the video, I knew I couldn't upload it. It was too raw for YouTube, and I don't indulge in people.
And you're exposing.
This will be my final video about the late great rapper King Von. May God have mercy on his soul. Von needed help. It's obvious that he suffered from mental issues. His heart was in a good place. He had love for everyone but his ops. He was very loyal to his friends and had the heart of gold. He helped elderly people, family, friends. He didn't turn his back on anyone in his circle.
Is that little baby?
This documentary was made to save lives. You live by the sword, you die by the sword. There's no escaping karma. You receive what you dish out. I'd like to send my condolences out to all 8 families that's involved with this documentary. It's truly a sad situation. Everything that I'm about to tell you all was meant to be told to the public. Von bragged about having bodies till he was killed.
This boy, how many freaking bodies did they just say? Oh no, I did not mean to do that. How many bodies? Did that just say 20? Please. How do you shoot 20 people? Well, if you know how to do your numbers correct, that's probably like 2 bodies every year. maybe 3 or 4 every year, because that's within 8 years. Jesus, I knew King Von was crazy, but Jesus, 20?
On November 20th, 2012, King Von tweeted that he had murdered 5 people and shot 10. He was only 18 years old at the time. This was just a year after friends O.D. Perry and Platoon were killed. On August 9, 2012, King Von witnessed a guy by the name of 50 Shots shooting his close friend White White. Police witnessed the shooting as well. When officers approached 50 Shots, he opened fire on the officers. 50 Shots was apprehended, charged with murder and 2 attempted murders. King Von said in the song Canon from his debut album Welcome to
Look, let me know in the comments if y'all miss flip phones, because when flip phones came out, that was like around the time I had just got my first phone, and that was my first phone, a flip phone.
When White got killed, I seen it. I was right there, still can't believe it. That turned me into a demon. Me and T-Roy was scheming. According to Von, he snapped after witnessing White get murdered. Him and T-Roy was now ready to kill. Joining a gang is like joining the army. You're training to kill people, even a coward. But join the army and become a killer after getting brainwashed. Some soldiers just do what they have to do to survive. Some soldiers just do what they told, and some soldiers just overdo it. Von was a soldier that overdid it.
What a soldier?
James Johnson aka T-Roy grew up in Parkway Gardens. He jumped off the porch at an early age. T-Roy was known to be a shooter. He allegedly went on multiple hits with O.D. Perry. Between 2010 and 2011, some called T-Roy the Heart of O Block. He allegedly shot Fbg Duck. Back in 2013, there's a video of T-Roy shooting at his ops for walking past O Block.
Wait. Okay, now I heard about T-Roy, because King Von always talked about him. And I seen a small little, well, I don't think it was about T-Roy, but I seen a small little something, gave some info on this boy. I didn't know he shot Duck. I'm just say Duck, because the first 3 letters, I'm terrible when it comes to the first 3 letters. I'm being so real with y'all. But I did not know he shot Duck. I did not know that. So let me know if that's true, because I didn't know that's true. If it was.
Around 120 pounds. T-Roy and King Von were close friends. On April 28, 2012, T-Roy allegedly murdered Marlon Monroe, aka Doc from STLEBT Monroe, had just left work and walked down the block to a convenience store. He never made it. Inside the shop, a gunman passing by sprayed bullets onto the corner, striking Monroe. It wasn't until hours later that Monroe's body was discovered. A 16-year-old relative who was in a rush trying to make curfew was crossing through the abandoned lot when he found Monroe's lifeless corpse in the 6300 block of South St. Lawrence Avenue. Some say the King Von was with T-Roy on that hit. If that's true, then that would be body number 2 for King Von. Although T-Roy get the credit for that body, Von was allegedly there to assist.
This boy.
On December 3, 2011, 16-year-old Dale Fisher had just left a recreational center run by the city ceasefire organization when he was gunned down in Chicago's West Woodlawn neighborhood. Witnesses tell the police the attack happened around 4 o'clock Saturday afternoon as the teen and his friend walked near 62nd and South St. Lawrence Avenue. Friends say the two were headed to a corner store to buy a bag of potato chips when a two-door silver car pulled up. A gunman leaned out and opened fire, striking Dale in the chest several times. The other
I didn't think that was what they was gonna say. I didn't even know what was going on with audio.
King Von was a demon before witnessing his friend White White get killed. Von allegedly became obsessed with going out on hits after Dale was murdered. The ops knew who murdered Dale and they wanted revenge. That's when King Von's name began, ringing bells throughout the Woodlawn area.
Oh my goodness, all these freaking ads. Like freaking King Von had like this, like he looked young, then he looked old. It's weird.
In Chicago, killing at an early age is common. Some kids begin killing at the age 12. King Von, on the other hand, didn't start getting
okay,
into
wait a
trouble
minute.
until-
Ain't Chicago like the murder capital? Or is that Baltimore? One of them. Yeah, it's one of them. I can't remember which one.
Some say he was spoiled rotten. Even after his father's death, his mother still kept him in nice clothes. Von wasn't a drug dealer. Sometimes to make money, him and his friends broke in people's houses and stole valuable items. He was once arrested and had to serve months in new camp.
You right. You weren't supposed to. But on my kids, you weren't claiming Week City when we was going to have park either.
King Von comes from the Killerword 078YKN Black Disciple set, although Old Block is his main set. However, the fact that Killerword 078 was not his main set will not prevent him from participating in the war between YKN and G-Ville. At Killerword 078, King Von will be close. The J-Lo, for example, killed a few years ago, but he was not even a gang member. You should also know that at one time, brawls, giant fights between two or more sets, were still trendy. Even if today we know King Von's reputation as a rowdy even back then, the rapper was always in the front row to fight against the members of G-Ville.
On Sunday, I embarrassed him. I mean, he'll walk all the way up 63rd frame from everybody. The whole killer ward out there. On Sunday, from Pempar.
Before OD get killed, King Von will start hanging out indirectly with Fbg Duck, Fbg Dutchy and Buddha. Indeed, a member of the 078YKN was at school with members of STLet, and a relationship was established between them. As a result, King Von, Fbg Duck, Dutchy, and Buddha hung out together without anything happening, since they shared the same friends. However, there was one exception. When Fbg Buddha jumped on King Von after school, one day, this was the last time they were together. It was time for Von to choose one side. He could no longer represent two gangs.
I'm telling y'all, you better let me know if this stuff is true or not. That would be, that'd see. Now, if this is true, it definitely makes sense on why he is so freaking crazy now. Well, when he was alive, it makes so much more sense, because it's like in Demon, the music video, his closest friend got killed. This freaking boy, they was supposed to be homies, cool, all that, and then you switch up. Then his dad died. Like, all this stuff, like, well, like, if you come from not like a perfect household, but like if you don't really have personal issues and you have to still go to school or work or whatever you have to do, you probably don't, it don't make sense. It's probably like what I'm saying, what they saying is probably just like, that's dumb. But if you done been through some stuff and you done been nice to people, you done gave people your last, and then they still do you wrong, this kind of makes sense. Because I would have chosen side too at that point. You're not about to just jump on me, and I'm not about to, like, now I don't care about you. Now we have a problem. Like, you're not about to jump on me. So I could definitely see where King Von, that's probably why I probably like him.
A young King Von chose Wig City. This was around 2009. Around this time, King Von began hanging out in Parkway Gardens every day. His cousins, Boss Top and E-Dog, are from there. Von became close friends with Chief Keef, J Money, OD, Barry, T-Roy, among others. Wooski was living in Parkway Gardens at the time as well, but he wasn't a black disciple.
Wooski. I like that
Wooski's
name.
older brother Mike was a loyal member of Wig City, and close friends with O.T. Perry. Wooski was a gangster disciple, but he hung out with the young Wig City members, Wooskies. Other big brother Fella was a member of Wig City as well. Fella was killed in 2007 by a gangster disciple. Mike wanted Wooski to become a black disciple for that reason, but Ann, 11 years old Wooski, refused to switch gangs. Around this time, O.D. Perry was the heart of Wig City. He was known for shooting. He allegedly shot more than 5 people. O.D. was one of the first young members in Wig City to put in work. In 2009, he allegedly murdered a guy by the name of Jeremy Marshall, a.k.a. Lil 4. Lil 4 was a gangster disciple from Jero set that motivated the other young members of Wig City to kill. O.D. protected everyone in Parkway Gardens. He was loved by everyone who lived there.
I think, if I'm not mistaken, I think that Odie, who they're talking about, I think that's the dude that's where they got O-Block from. I'm pretty sure they're gonna say it in this video, but I think that's who it is, because like I told y'all, me and my brother be watching more into depth of King Von and Chicago and stuff, and my brother was like somebody named Odie. I'd never seen his face, so I don't know if that's him, but his name is Odie, so it would make sense if that is him.
19-year-old Naketa Washington, aka Kita, was also loved in Parkway Gardens. For those who don't know, Parkway Gardens is the name of the housing project Wig City was the name of the Black Disciples set that's located in Parkway Gardens. The gang members called Parkway Gardens Wig City. Kita grew up in Parkway Gardens. Her apartment was the hangout spot for the young Wig City gang members. She fed them, supplied them with drugs and alcohol, even let them sleep over. They looked at her as a big sister. Kita didn't mind fighting for the young gang members. When they had problems with females, they went to get Kita to beat up the females. Kita was special to Wig City. Unfortunately, on September 3, 2009, Naketa Washington died of heart failure. That left a dark cloud over Parkway Gardens. That was most of the young members' first time losing a close friend.
The only female that could knock another female out. I shouldn't have said it like that. That came out wrong. I'm sorry. That is messed up. The heart, like, it, Jesus. Yeah.
Between 2009 and 2011, numerous of shootouts took place between Wig City and Jero. Again, for those who don't know, Jero City is a gangster disciple set that's located just blocks
God, they got so many
Parkway
gangs.
Gardens on 62nd and Vernon Eberhard. They are closely allied with STL. STL is another gangster disciple set that's located just 1 block away on 63rd and St. Lawrence. Jero City and Wig City beef started years back. Wooski's older brother Fella was allegedly killed by a member of Jero. That's the reason Wooski's other brother Big Mike was so close to the Wig City members. O.D. Perry was Wig City top hitter at the time. Not only was he a shooter, he knew how to shoot. Wooski, who's a member of the STL gangster disciple set, would go and give Jero City information about Wig City. It came to a point where the older members of Wig City made the young members stop hanging out with Wooski.
Here we go with these ads, man. All these ads. I'm just trying to get through this video. Because if my camera die, I'm probably just going to end this video and then start a whole new video and give y'all 2 parts to this video. Because this video long. Extremely long. But I like King Von, so.
In 2010, young gang members would fight without using weapons. It was common for young gang members to come on each other's turf and fight. O.D. Perry was a couple years older. Gang members his age were all using guns. Members from ages 12 to 15 were still getting into brawls. Most of the time the brawls were broken up by an older member. Both gangs would go their separate ways and live again to fight the next day, but that would soon change. On August 25, 2010, around 11:20 p.m., Wooski, 50 Shots and several other members of STL and Jarrow City decided to walk over to Parkway Gardens to fight. They arrive around 11:25 p.m. A huge brawl break out in the parking lot. "29-year-old Laverick Marshall aka Easy was an older member of Wig City. Some say that he were participating in the brawl. The 13-year-old Wooski allegedly shot and killed Reezy. That was it. Wooski was no longer welcomed in Wig City. His older brother Big Mike could no longer protect him. Wooski had to move out of Parkway Gardens.
Dang.
This is when the younger members of Wig City became more active. Members such as T-Roy,
More crazy.
This was only 11 months after losing Peter. Reezy was loved in Wig City. The young members really looked up to him. The war between Wig City and Jarrow only escalated. On August 11, 2011, almost a year after the death of Reezy, things even gotten darker for Wig City. O.D. Perry was hanging out in the parking lot. Once again, at around 11:25 p.m., Fbg Duck, K.I., Lil B, and Navy.
Now, see, I couldn't remember the girl name, but I knew that her and King Von, well, people she with, because I told you I'm not from Chicago, so I'm not gonna disrespect nobody or nobody gang. I don't know what y'all call it out there, but I ain't gonna disrespect. I knew her side didn't like King Von's side, and I knew this boy, Butter, I think that's his name. I knew, well, to me, he looked like her, but I didn't know her name. So I'm glad they showing these two sitting next to each other, because they look exactly alike.
Another gangster disciple member allegedly decided to walk over to Parkway Gardens. They see O.D. Perry and several others hanging.
It's a lot of freaking shooting. Jesus, I knew y'all had a lot of shootings, but Lord have mercy, save y'all.
O.D. Perry was gunned down. He died at the hospital an hour later. The shooters even confiscated his handgun. That was one of the darkest days in Wig City. Parkway Gardens was never the same. To honor O.D. Perry, they renamed Wig City to a block, Kakira Bars.
I knew it. Oh, snap. Okay, I'm gonna just turn the camera. The disrespect from my camera. Okay, so what I'm gonna do, since this video is 40 minutes long and we only 15 minutes in, I'm gonna go to 20 minutes and then I'm gonna start it all over again, and then we're gonna have two parts. So this part right here is gonna be a part of the first part, but this freaking story getting a little crazy, like really crazy. I didn't tell y'all. I'm gonna stop saying I told y'all. I had a feeling that Odie was the person O Block, because I just told y'all I heard that from my brother. But then the dude Butter looked like K.I. like Jesus. It all tie in.
AKA K.I. posted pictures on social media holding O.D. Perry's gun.
Dang. What kind of gun did she have? Wait, that was K.I. I hope. I told y'all they look like.
O.D. Perry was 20 years old. His name will always be remembered. O Block is now the most famous projects in the world. But O.D. Perry wasn't the only person that was made famous that year. 7 months earlier, 15-year-old Shondale Gregory aka Tuka was shot and killed standing at a...
Where in the world did they get Tuka from? If his name is Shondale, what was it, Gregory? I'm not gonna go back because I'm terrible at going back to the exact part. But where did they get, I hope they go in depth on where they got Tuka from.
Stop. His alleged killer is a member of the Black Disciples set TYMB around. This time, rapper Chief Keef was dropping mixtapes and uploading videos to YouTube. He was becoming a star.
Dang, he look different now. Really different.
Just 2 months after O.D. Perry was killed, O Block, formerly known as Wig City, lost another member. On October 19, 2011, Edward Riley aka Batoon was walking from the corner store with his girlfriend. At around 7:55 p.m., Wooski and another member of STL allegedly approached and shot Batoon. A wounded Batoon ran into Parkway Gardens and collapsed by a building. A 15-year-old boy was shot in the head as well. Batoon was rushed to the hospital and was pronounced dead at around 10 p.m. The 15-year-old survived Duck. The tune was 20 years old.
That's crazy.
Wuski was feared by many O-Block members. He knew how to sneak into Parkway Gardens. Wuski knew a lot about O-Block. His older brother Big Mike tried his best to keep other O-Block members from killing his little brother. But Wuski just wouldn't stop. He was a huge problem for O-Block.
You do have some kids like that. Try to warn them.
The 17-year-old King Von was losing friends back to back. The gun violence in Chicago was at an all-time high. He was surrounded by killers. Life just wasn't the same for Von. He was slowly becoming a monster. Von's father Silk was a black disciple as well. He was a well-known drug dealer and killer. In 2005, Silk was murdered by a gangster disciple.
King Von looks so
That's
cute.
another reason Von became a black disciple.
They look alike to me. And King Von's son looked like King Von.
2012 was supposed to be a good year for the O-Block members. Chief Keef was the biggest up and coming artist in Chicago. His videos on YouTube were getting millions of views. In the summer of 2012, Chief Keef signs a huge record deal with Interscope Records. That gave O-Block life again. But unfortunately, the 16-year-old rapper couldn't bring everyone along. Many was left.
He was only 16? Dang, they look old.
The year started off rough. On February 16th, 19-year-old Sheroyd Liggins was leaving the corner store at around 6:35 p.m. when Boss Trell allegedly shot him in the back of the head using a red dot sight. The police discovered Sheroyd lying on the street at around 6:46 p.m. Sheroyd died days later in the hospital. Before we continue, I need you to understand that the O-Block Black Disciple set is a small set. All of the members grew up together. Most of them are related. 600. Front Street 061, 300 Lamron, Blackgate 054 and THF are their allies. They're at war. With STLEBT, Tiquin World, Jero City, Mob, 051 Young Money and...
See, that's where they lose me. With all these Jero City. Then, what else did he freaking say? It was like LC something. It's a lot. It's a whole bunch. That's why I get lost. So I be trying to memorize who a part of what, so I could just say the name, be like wherever they from, because I be trying to remember. But this is a lot. This is like, you gotta go to school to learn this and memorize this. And when you go to school, you don't even memorize half of the stuff you learn there. So this right here, you gotta kind of grow up in this environment.
Squad, O-Block, was looked at as one of the weakest sets once O.D. Perry was killed. It was teased on social media by their ops because O.D. Perry was allegedly killed by a 14-year-old girl. Things were getting out of hand.
So
Chief Keef got the bigger, or got. The gangster disciples in Chicago didn't want to see a black disciple get rich. For gang members, more money mean more guns. Rapper Chief Keef allegedly provided O-Block with weapons in the beginning after signing his deal. Now that we got all of that out the way, let's jump back to the White story. That was the night that changed King Von. He said, when White got killed, I seen it. I was right there, still can't believe it. That turned me into a demon. Von wasn't only talking about Beneval. He was saying witnessing White's murder turned him into a
are you serious?
killer.
All these ads. I just wanna get it over with. Like, well, it's not like I wanna get it over with, but it's just like, why y'all keep putting ads in the middle of the video?
As I said before, O-Block is a small black disciple set. All of the members grew up together. Von and White were close friends. They were hanging out that night near the East 63rd Street and South Martin Luther King Drive. It was 30 minutes till Von's 18th birthday. At around 11:32 p.m., 50 shots along with two other gangster disciples run up, firing shots. White and Von run. White gets shot in the back. Von gets away. The cops seen the whole thing. They approach the scene and get into a shootout with 50 shots. 50 shots get hit in the leg and surrender. The other 2 gangster disciples ran and got away. Wooski was allegedly one of the other gangster disciples. King Von allegedly seen him.
Jesus.
17-year-old Medell McCambry is Wooski's older cousin. Although he had dreams of being a professional football player, he was influenced by his cousin Wooski and other gangster disciple members to join the gang. Medell had to prove himself to the other members. He began participating in brawls and carrying guns.
See, that's where it's messed up, because it's like, dang, it be some, like, well, in today's freaking world, it's guys and girls, but back then, dudes used to have, like, talents that's like, you can actually make it and stay alive, and then gangs get involved, or killings, or somebody then hurts, like, killed or hurt somebody that's in your family that you're really close to, and then it kind of takes your brain to, like, a whole nother level. And then this is where all these killings come from, because it's like, instead of you staying, like, I know it's probably hard, because I haven't lost anybody, like, really close to me yet, but I know it's probably hard to try and stay focused on, like, well, when they say he played football, I know it's probably hard for him to stay focused on football, and he got his cousins in gangs, and his cousins are trying to get him a part of the gang. Like, I know it's probably super hard, but it's like, that's messed up. But that's the world we live in.
On October 13, 2012, Medell and his 18-year-old cousin Miles were on their way to meet a girl when King Von allegedly walked up and opened fire in the 6300 block of South Rhodes Avenue just before 9:30 p.m. Miles tried to run away, but was shot in the back several times. Responding paramedics found both of them in the street. Medell was rushed to the hospital with gunshot wounds to the chest. He died shortly after. Miles survived, but is now paralyzed.
Dang.
Wooski go out searching for King Von the very next day. After having no luck finding Von, then patient Wooski around to social media.
I thought this little boy was like 11. He looked old, if that's who Wooski is. Or unless we done sped up in time and I got lost. What are they blocking out? I want to know what they're talking about. Well, I can't even see it anyways. I'm talking about, I want to see what they talk about. I wear glasses, so I had to get a little closer.
King Von and T-Roy began going on more hits together. Sometimes other O-Block members such as J Money and Big A would come along, as well as a few 600 members, such as D Rose and L.A. Capone. King Von's name began ringing bells. He was now known as a killer. On October 30th, just weeks after Medell's death, King Von, J Money, and T-Roy allegedly stood outside of a house that morning waiting for Derek Johnson aka P5 Crack to come out. At around 9:10 a.m., P5 comes outside and Von, T-Roy, and J Money allegedly shoot him multiple times.
See, now you trying to...
Around this time, King Von and K.I. were flirting on social media. It started weeks before Medell's death. In September of 2012, Von and K.I. got into a fight on the train. K.I. was allegedly getting the best of Von when other Black Disciple members jumped in. After dumping K.I., Von go to social media and brag. King Von then began having a crush on K.I. At first, K.I. thought it was cute.
Okay, so I think I'm gonna stop it here, and then I'm gonna do part 2, because this is getting this is transitioning. Let me know in the comments what you're thinking so far on part 1. Smash the like button, comment something you want to see below. Let me know if half of this stuff is true, because if this is, I knew he was crazy, but Lord, then in this video right here,
This shit right here, nigga. This shit right here, nigga.
ain't even just about King Von. This tells you about other. Wait a minute, where in the world was Lil Durk at during all this stuff? Unless he come in later in the video. Smash the like button, comment something you want to see below, and subscribe and click the bell and join the gang. I will be doing a part 2, so don't think that this video is over. Make sure you stay tuned for part 2. But remember, it's T gang or no gang. We out.